Perfect. We are back. 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 We have a sub goal going on. Hey, we back. We back. Yes, we are back. The stream restarted because there was an issue connecting to YouTube again, because I had to switch off YouTube from there. So there is like a stream for this, and there is a stream for the chair stream. Like the chair stream is independent now, which is decent. Now, should we try and start Instagram as well? Because Instagram is important. What's what? The remaining parts are extra, which is surprising. They actually gave something extra, which is nice. Chair is very nice. I don't have to move. I'm not shaky. Any chance you're going to Zapka? Chance you're going to... Where? We are so fucking back. Yeah, I know. Anyway, let's just begin. Okay, first and foremost, we are looking at the citizenship issue. We are going to look at it in very much detail. We are going to talk about Rahul Gandhi for once. Yogendra Yadav is glazing Rahul Gandhi, which is something. Why is this now playing thing just rolling around? If I do this, does it roll around with for everything? We're going to talk about Prakash Raj. We're going to talk about a few people. Is the YouTube stream on, by the way? I can't see any information with respect to the YouTube stream. Hopefully it has begun. Okay, I'm just going to quickly check. I was thinking maybe I just switch to... I was thinking maybe I should just only switch to streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Sorry, no, Instagram. And skip YouTube altogether, and you can just be like a video dump for later. If I don't know if that helps. If majority of the people are on this streaming site, why not, right? Let's say events, docs. Yeah, I have to start Streamlabs as well. Jesus Christ, everything just needs a restart. Oh my God, fine, Jesus. The setup is always such a pain. Like, Pookie always asks me, like, hey, why do you wait always 15 minutes to start any stream? This is what I'm doing when I'm starting my stream. Public practice, close friends, public. Connect stream software to go live. Fine. Stream key, is this the same? Yep. We use the same encoder. Yes. Output settings, stop threshold. Okay, perfect. Okay, nice. Nice, 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 nice. Hey, hey, Sarbo, how are you doing? Good morning, good morning. Did you check the other stream where we were making the chair? We were doing the whole chair shit. Okay, so I understand the problem here. OBS default scene is Instagram. Medium quality, latency, keyframes 3, perfect. Okay, okay, perfect. I just know. Oh, you missed that one. Yes, I'm so sorry. We were building the chair I'm sitting on right now. This chair is fucking fabulous. I love this. Look. It is such a smooth chair. I don't move. Neurgel, hell yeah. I know, I know. Like can you see me not move right now? Can you see me not move? I am stable. For the first time in my life, I am ready for this. For the first time in my life, we are ready for this. Okay. Where's this? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Sorry, Sarbo, I didn't know. Okay. Stevie Wonder. No, not Stevie Wonder. Elsa. No, not Elsa. This is from Alistair. Like, no. This is from Has Been Hotel. For the first time in my life, we are ready for this. There is this multiple outputs, stop and start again. Does this not change? Okay. Perfect. Oh, this changed. Perfect. Chair, go away. Chair, go away. See, this chair is coming in the. It misses being in the stream. Let me just move this to the side. I have campaigned both against and for Rahul Gandhi. I don't know how this went off. Dude, why, dude, obviously you're gonna get your order late like that. What are you talking about? It doesn't matter if you get VIP or if you get whatever. They really can't change. They really can't change how this. What is the word for it? Like how the traffic is moving. Go live. Yes, perfect. Go live. We are live, guys. Can someone go check Instagram? Like, no, like they pick a delivery partners on priority. Sure, they can pick delivery partners on priority all they want. But what are you going to do when what are you going to do when the whole thing is like, sorry, give me a second. But like, what are you going to do when entirety of their partners are busy? What are you going to do then? Nothing. You can't do anything at all. That's the problem, right? It's like the quality of the stream is better with India. Yes, it is, because I can see, like I can stay in one spot to speak, which is the best part. Like I'm literally right now, and I'm not joking, you look yellow as fuck, but that is going to be constant, dude. We are literally live on Twitch as well, Instagram as well. And on Instagram, I can literally set up the Instagram stream as we are speaking and go from there. Like I don't have to look anywhere else. I can just look from here. Earlier, everything used to move so badly. Like I would literally be like moving around and shifting my ass here and there. Hold on. How do I get the Twitch chat here? Is there a text? Okay, hold on. Text transform, uppercase, no. Color, yes. Select color, purple, yes. Background, yes. Background color, select color. Okay, perfect. Alignment, center, yes, thank you. What font do I want for this? Not Arial, of course. Like, go check what we are doing on. How the fuck does Papaksh look red? Is it because my brain is dumb? Yes. I 100% agree. That is the very reason why I look red to you. His shirt, probably. But don't tell him that. Anyway. Okay. We are streaming on YouTube as well, Instagram as well. And we're streaming on like 3 spaces at one time. You just did tell me that, yes. Are we live properly? Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna officially stop YouTube streaming, and we can just post like videos over there, because I don't want to. Okay. Do I have to keep this on? Join. Hi, Soundbox from Instagram. We are literally not. We are streaming on Twitch right now. Oh, hell no, you have to do it for accessibility. Yeah, I have to do it for accessibility. Maybe. YouTube is kind of iffy anyway. So we'll see. I need to try and get like the Instagram chat in OBS, which will make it much easier for me to access that chat. But fine, whatever. You don't have to do anything. No, I have to do it. Like the whole point of this is to reach people. I can't reach people just like that. I have to be where the people are, right? And most of the Indians are on Twitch, Instagram. They're not on Twitch, which means I have to be better at this. I have still no idea how to get this chat going. Anyway, Yeah, but videos on YouTube do better than live streams. Yes, that is the thing, right? That is the thing that I'm trying to think about. Like, okay, we can post the videos. I'm gonna join Insta, by the way, the chat for Twitch on. I'm gonna join Insta, by the way, and have sure, sure. Like, it's not like I can text you. Oh, by the way, Pookie don't, Pookie don't, Pookie don't, Pookie don't. You. There's not many people there, and you have your name over there. Change your name and then join if you want. Don't join without that. Don't join without that. This is very risky. Don't accidentally dox yourself. Don't accidentally dox yourself, please, Pookie. I beg you. I begs of you. How to get on OBS? Let me just quickly check. Can I pull the chat directly into the OBS window? Okay, so I can't grab the chat anyway. So sorry guys on Instagram. I will not be able to grab your chat and speak to you directly. But fine, let's just begin. If I change my name, it will make me look awkward to everyone who follows me. It doesn't matter. So get another. What about just having chat window on? Dude, like as long as you're texting over there, it's going to be an issue because your name is right there. If we have like 1,000 people here, like sure, then fine, then you are still safer. If we don't, then it's pointless. Like it is risky. Okay, hold on. Who's cancel? There is no way to assert an add link. Okay, shit. Mm-hmm. Technically, you're already doxed. Sure. Fine. I'm not going to push it. Currently, you should ideally have like a whole team to support you just in case. Anyway, let's begin. So many delicious things happening in India with respect to people. Jesus Christ. For people who are new here or who may be watching on Instagram, hi, my name is Neil. I work under the title Papaksh because I'm also Papaksh. The name was a mistake. Literally, not kidding. We will talk about it someday. Well, right now, we are talking about I'm a leftist Indian political streamer, and this is what we are doing. Perfect. So let's quickly begin. We are talking about the Indian passport. What is it? How about it? Bro, I've literally flashed the town where I live once on Twitch chat, and I'm pretty sure you didn't. Dude, I have deleted it. I've deleted everything. I've deleted everything where you have doxed yourself. I am not kidding. I have gone through the entire chat with a fine-tooth comb and deleted everything. You have no idea how much seriously I take this fucking shit. No, like once you send it to me and I delete it right now. Send it to me and delete it right now. A few days ago, anyway, going back to the point. A few days ago, we spoke about the passport being is not a travel document. Like it's just a travel document. It is not an identity document in India, which is fucking terrible. Mostly because in India, and in the world, everyone uses their passport as an identity document. This brings up multiple issues. Well, with one of the issues being that a lot of governments are going to look at this and being like, hey, that's not your identity document. So they can just remove Indians from wherever, literally wherever. That is a big issue. Second big issue is this comes at the foothills of the SIR. There is multiple SIRs are being conducted in India, and we're going to go look at it, and this becomes an issue. So now the voter ID is in question. The goddamn, what is the word for it? What is a very good word? Like the PAN card is in question. The Aadhaar card is in question, whether it's an ID document or not. So, how are you going to prove your citizenship? How are you going to prove your citizenship? You can't. And we already have SIR Telangana. PAN card is not an identity card. Not anymore. Surprised. Voter ID, no, voter ID is not an identity proof as well. Voter ID is now in question multiple times, where you have to submit your identity card to get your voter ID. And to get your voter ID, you need an identity card, but the identity card itself is just none of our documents are identity cards anymore. None of them. How do you prove you're Indian? How can you prove that you are Indian after all of your identity cards are not identity cards anymore? Only BJP membership card. Are they going to take multi-tier citizenship? Yeah, okay, I have two ways about this. This is first of all guaranteed for the SIR and for what Maharashtra government is doing with respect to SIR and the uniform civil, all of that shit. Uniform Civil Code, SIR, that is always a thing. Yes, 58 lakh people were removed from Telangana SIR or something like that. I am looking for information directly right now. And the other thing that I'm very much worried about is they are going to give temporary citizenship through the passport as a travel document to Israeli citizens. You can see with the increasing amount of tourism that is happening from Israel in India, where the point Himachal completely is more or less taken over. You can't go anywhere without looking at an Israeli person. I asked extra ice cream in a shake. I am so stupid. Yes, I know. But fine. And that is one of my issues with this. Like, okay, are we seriously in this situation where are we going to have a multi-tier citizenship only one way for a group of people? Because we are not doing that for anyone else. Like, be very serious. No one is visiting India or no one is taking citizenship to India. Where is this? How about? Oh no. This is not the thing. Where's the goddamn thing that I was supposed to talk about? This happened a few days ago. Jesus fucking Christ. Where is the fucking thing? How, like, I just count how many times I say fucking in this fucking video. Like, oh my fucking God. What about birth certificate? Can you argue it considered proof of citizenship? Yes, you can argue it is considered a proof of citizenship, but I don't think they're going to take it. And like, remember, not everyone has their citizenship. Like, not fucking citizenship. Like birth certificate. Not everyone has a birth certificate. The reason why is because people are very poor. They can't just go and get the documents directly. It takes time. It takes money to make a. The US is better off than US in us in this here rip. Yeah, I know. See, a lot of Indians are undocumented. The big proportion of Indians are undocumented, which means a lot of them are going to lose their citizenship because of this. Get Modi tattoo on forehead. Yeah, that proves citizenship.
Where the SIR process has begun. Now,
the SIR has begun in Telangana, by the way. 76 lakh people have been removed. And this is why the passport has been denaturalized.
now remember, the SIR process by the Election Commission is also ongoing in Karnataka, another Congress ruled state. And in Karnataka, there has been some criticism, the Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar as well mentioning that this could be a conspiracy. And now the Election Commission has begun the SIR process in Telangana. There are door-to-door visits that are taking place to distribute forms. And this EC process will continue until the 27th of July. So if you're in Telangana, you can expect the officials to be visiting your residence, and this draft electoral roll will be published on the 31st of July. The EC will accept any objections till 30th of August. So the process has just begun, and it is now currently going on. 31st of July is when the draft electoral roll will be published. So after that, if there are any objections, if anyone wants to file a complaint or contest it, then there will be time until the 30th of August. These are the details that have come in.
That's it, motherfucker. I thought this was longer. This was supposed to be fucking longer. God damn it. Okay, hold on. We give one of our rental properties to a person without an Aadhaar card. Even in Kerala, lots don't even have proof of. Yeah, it's not about like just one person or the other person. It is most people. Like the people don't have their Aadhaar cards, people don't have their PAN cards, people don't have any of it. How are they ever going to? How are they ever going to get all these documents in order? Like a lot of Hindus, technically this is not against this is only supposed to be against Muslims in India. But a lot of Hindus don't have their Aadhaar card or PAN card or birth certificate, because India is not a country that has all of that. Just download the Namo app, I swear. That's what they're trying to do. That's literally what they're trying to do. Where is this? Oh, Jesus, where's the... What is Dosti Bani Rahe? Yeah, apparently. Jesus, I fucking swear. No wonder I can't find shit. I have a spelling mistake. Maybe we can actually do a hog watch. What is this? This looks interesting. This is about a protest coverage. I don't know if this is a CJP protest coverage, so I just wanted to quickly look at it. It's very... let's see. I've had Namo app account for like 5 years. Sure, dude, sure. Yeah, I think this is Jantar. This is CJP protest coverage. It has been a shit show. Yes. Namo app is literally like, okay, please give us all your data. We are going to just work with it. We are going to sell you stuff through it.
किसी की चीख रोक लोगे यार, नहीं रोक सकते ना. धर्मेंद्र प्रधान कहीं ना कहीं वो एकदम एक्सेप्ट करें और रिजाइन करें, उनके खातिर कोई जगह ही नहीं।
तो अपने यहाँ धार्मिक स्थल, कोई भी धार्मिक स्थल हो, आज इतने चमकदार बन रहे हैं और स्कूल की चमक खत्म हो रही है।
आप अपने हक की बात करेंगे, आपको एंटी नेशनल बोला जाएगा। आप बात करेंगे अपने एजुकेशन के लिए, आपको एंटी नेशनल बोला जाएगा। आप किसी भी चीज में आप सही बात करनी शुरू करेंगे, ये एंटी नेशनल है। आप उनसे सवाल पूछेंगे।
Perfect. One Piece is literally a revolutionary symbol now.
ये एंटी नेशनल है। नितिन गडकरी जी वो एंटी नेशनल।
Not like the protest, this protest itself. Like this protest has been nothing. This protest, there is the government just literally has chosen to ignore them. They need a little bit of escalation with respect to not just protesting in a single location that is completely devoid of any person coming in or out. Damn. And they need to start protesting in places. Damn. Sorry. They need to start protesting in more public places, not like in a secluded area.
मेरे को पता है वो 10 बाई 10 के कमरे में क्या करता है। जब उसका पेपर बिगड़ता है ना तो शाम को खाना नहीं खाता, तो हमको चिंता हो जाती है कि ये हिंगर पे नहीं लटूंगा।
मैं अपनी बेटी के लिए सोच के आया हूँ।
इस बात से समझ नहीं आती कि भविष्य का भारत कैसे बनेगा।
बकरी माई के दिन खैर मनाई, एक दिन का ठीक हो जाही। बस इतना लोग हम लोग हैं, देख लीजिए।
काम क्या करूँ? मैं फिलहाल अभी बैंकेट में जॉब कर रहा था। लीव ली है मैंने अभी फिलहाल वहाँ से तो 1 महीने की। देखते हैं अगर प्रोटेस्ट चालू रहा तो मैं जॉब भी शायद छोड़ सकता हूँ, नहीं भी हुआ तो देखते हैं कहाँ से चल रहा है।
So the issue here is a lot of times when you have protests like this, there needs to be a fund with the organizers to pay these guys when they actually have to leave their job, because protests don't end. Like they don't follow the specific trend because the guy is going to lose his job. And they don't really have a fund. Their fund is just pay me kind of fund. Like they're literally taking money from the protesters. And that doesn't get funneled back because it's in their private accounts. That's a problem.
ये जरूरी है मेरे हिसाब से, ये जरूरी है।
मैं अपने लिए नहीं लड़ सका, बहुत कुछ नहीं कर सका, प्राइवेटली नहीं पढ़ सका, लेकिन मैं चाहता हूँ आगे जो आने वाली जनरेशन है, जो देश का फ्यूचर है, उनके लिए तो कुछ हो सके।
हम जॉब क्या करते, अभी कुछ नहीं करते, अभी हम घर पे ही बैठे।
मैं तो ये देखने आया था कि हमारा भविष्य का भारत कैसा है, ये आगे जाके क्या करेगा, इस चीज को देखने सिर्फ आया था। ये बच्चों को थोड़ा हौसला बढ़ता भीड़ से, तो अगर हम जैसे लोग नहीं आए तो फिर इनकी भीड़ कहाँ से आएगी। तो उसी के नाते मैंने कहा चलो बेटा ही हमारा
वर्किंग है, तो क्या आपके जॉब पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं आएगा?
नहीं, बिल्कुल इफेक्ट तो आता, लेकिन भाई देखो किसी ना किसी को तो निकलना पड़ेगा। अगर कोई भी नहीं निकलेगा तो यहाँ खाली हो जाएगा। यार जितने लोग हैं, मुझे लगता है स्टूडेंट्स।
This is why protests have a fund to support their people who are protesting. I mean, protests only won't fix the problem. As to my knowledge, they're only effective enough to spread information. Yes, protests can actually make the people push. What's your name on IG? It's Papaksh official. It's literally just Papaksh because someone took Papaksh already. Protests itself don't work, that is true. But protests can force a government to act. But for that, the main point of a protest is to stop commerce. Jantar Mantar protest is secluded. It is in a corner of the city. You can't even effectively spread information in that scenario because the ground people are never going to connect with you, and that becomes an issue.
अब घर में होते तो वो पढ़ाई करते।
Like no matter how many people actually come in or go, you need to get the masses involved. To get the masses involved, you need to stop that is the whole point of a protest. Protest can pressure a democratic government. Yes, that is what they are trying to do. See, but protests, even democratic, not democratic, electoral, autocratic, all of them are based around pressuring through stopping commerce. All of like farmers' protests that happened a few years ago, they stopped commerce. That is the reason why. Good morning, Sarbo on Instagram. They stopped commerce. That's why they worked. They're not just going to stop. The Jantar Mantar only protests are only there for popularity, and the popularity is going down. Like long term, this doesn't last.
लेकिन यहाँ है वो भी अपने भविष्य की चिंता कर रहे हैं. हमें भी अपने बच्चों के भविष्य की चिंता है.
सर मैं ना दो तरफा चीजें नहीं समझता. मेरे को ये बताया अगर ये वाली जॉब चलेगी तो शायद मैं दूसरी जॉब ले भी लूं. ये प्रोटेस्ट चला गया ना बंदों के हाथों से, शायद वो वापसी नहीं आएगा. बहुत लोग जल्दी खड़े नहीं होते.
See, this is something else. Like what he's saying is like, oh, if the CJP ends, if this protest ends, like there is no one coming back. Like it loses, like people are going to lose their will to protest, which is something I fear personally myself during all of this. Like one of my most biggest worries that I have said multiple times is not that the CJP is going to fail. My worry is it's going to fail to the extent that people are going to lose their will to protest at all. See, CJP could as well win, but they do not have a political ideology. They do not run through a political ideology. They're just like, okay, Pradhan needs to... People don't have infinite energy. Yes, people need to be kept energetic, more or less. The issue is not about infinite energy. Like, okay, if we have a leftist protest, the leftist protest is also going to come to these, like, it's going to be extended. People have to come out and protest. The issue is these people look up to the CJP as their ideological center, which is not the case in any of the successful protests. If the CJP actually wants to win this, they really need to push for a political ideology. Ideally left. Because left is the one that can actually fight these fucking fascists of India. But to have that, they need to actually concur with the facts. But they are not. And that is the problem. That is the entire problem. That is why if the CJP fails, the people are not going to come back to protest because they are going to be like, oh, I have relied on the CJP to be my outlet and the CJP has fallen, so now I don't have an outlet, which is a fucking shitty thing to go for in this scenario, because CJP is not the end all be all. It is just not. But CJP has centralized its entire movement to their name, to Deep K, to not even Saurabh Das, to be honest, and to somehow misogyny.
मेरा मानना तो यही है.
मैं अपनी बेटी के लिए सोच के आया हूँ. जो एजुकेशन को लेके इतना वो हो रहा है, बच्चे सुसाइड कर रहे हैं, तो उसको सोच के कि आगे मेरी बेटी को ऐसा ना करना पड़े.
जब थोड़ा थोड़ा आप यहाँ आएंगे, थोड़ा थोड़ा आप एफर्ट लगाएंगे, तभी यहाँ सब कुछ हो. अगर ऐसा सोचेंगे तो कुछ भी नहीं हो. डर से निकलना पड़ेगा.
आप यहाँ पाएँ तो फिर आपका जॉब का क्या होगा?
सर मेरा जॉब नहीं है, मैं नीट एस्पिरेंट्स बच्चों को रखता हूँ.
He doesn't have a job. That's what he's
से
saying.
आया हूँ. मेरे को पता है वो 10 बाई 10 के कमरे में क्या करता है. जब उसका पेपर बिगड़ता है ना, तो शाम को खाना नहीं खाता. जब रात का खाना नहीं खाता है तो हमको चिंता हो जाती है कि ये हैंगर पे नहीं लटकेंगे. ठीक है, क्यों? क्योंकि वो पेपर देने के बाद जब उसके पेरेंट्स उससे पूछते हैं बेटा पेपर कैसा गया, तो क्या बोलते हैं, हाँ डैडी पेपर अच्छा गया, मम्मा पेपर ठीक गया. लेकिन जब वो मार्क्स आते हैं, धीरे धीरे वो अपने आप को फॉलो करता है कि मैं मार्क्स बढ़ाऊं और आगे वो करूं. लेकिन जब पेपर दे के आता है, जो फाइनल पेपर जैसे नीट का होता है, जब उसको पेपर देने के बाद वो बोलता है डैडी मेरा सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा, और फिर बाद में पता चलता है कि वो तो लीक हो गया. तो जो बच्चा है ना, उसकी मानसिक स्थिति को आप समझ सकते हैं. कोई नहीं समझ सकता हमसे बेहतर. हमारे वो को अप्रैल सेशन में आता है और मई सेशन में वो बच्चा जाता है, तो हमको पता होता है 10 महीने में वो बच्चे की गतिविधियाँ क्या हैं, वो बच्चा कैसे रह रहा है, वो खाना क्या खा रहा है, नाश्ता क्या खा रहा है, वो बाहर कितना जा रहा है, आ कितना रहा है. हम सब चीज़ मेंटेन करते हैं.
मेरा आने का मोटिव यही है कि मेरे को सरकार ने या लोगों को गलत नीतियों की वजह से इतना नहीं जोड़ा है, इतना परेशान किया है कि
So they are basically saying is like, okay, we are here because the government has troubled us, which is fucking fair. The government has. but because, like, if this was anything that I would have, like, I would have really had hope for this if all of this meant something even after the CJP was down. The revolutionary potential that they are feeling right now is attached to a structure that is temporary. And that is my issue.
हमारे अंदर इतनी बड़ी आग है, वो आग को हम दिखाने के लिए यहाँ इस मंच पे इकट्ठा हुआ हूँ। मेरे 7 महीने की बेटी है, मैं अपनी बेटी को छोड़ के आया हूँ उसके भविष्य के लिए। अब बेटी कल तू इस समाज में जाए तो कोई तेरे को गंदी नज़र से ना देखे, या सिस्टम ऐसा हो कि तेरी रक्षा करे, ना कि
So, okay. Yes? Hold on, guys, give me a second. Hold on, I need to stop Instagram as well. Okay, 1 second, guys. I'll be back in a second. Studio mode. Yes? Okay, we're back. Okay, perfect. We're back.
सिस्टम तुझ पे अपना वो करे, शोषण करे सिस्टम किसी भी प्रकार से।
इतना जो सिस्टम भी इतना गड़बड़ हुआ है, इसके पीछे राजनीतिक मंशा ही नहीं है कि देश की अच्छे के बारे में वो सोचे। और
He's basically complaining the system is. This is the populist ideology, by the way. This is literally the populist ideology. Again, all of this is fair and fine and completely perfect as long as the motion is there that lasts beyond the CJP and doesn't end with the CJP.
ये सारे
Ending
लोग
the CJP is very easy.
अपने मतलब के ही लोग, तो परिवर्तन होनी चाहिए और ऐसे लोगों को इस्तीफा होना चाहिए। और उसी के समर्थन में बच्चों के साथ हम भी चाहते हैं कि हम खड़े रहें और बच्चों का जो भविष्य है, ये जो 6 से 7 इतने बच्चे जो सुसाइड कर रहे हैं, इनकी मानसिक वेदना क्या बीती होगी ये बच्चे ही, और उस परिवार पे क्या बीत रही है वही अच्छी तरीके से जान।
वर्किंग है आप?
हाँ, वर्किंग।
कहाँ आप काम करते हैं आप?
मैं NGO में।
वर्किंग लाइफ पे कुछ इफेक्ट पड़ रहा है?
अभी तक तो पता नहीं, हो सकता है आगे पड़े।
तो क्या आप इसलिए रेडी हैं?
हाँ, रेडी है। और क्या होगा इससे ज़्यादा, उम्र तो उस पड़ाव पे है कि जहाँ पे जो गलत चीज़ें हों अब नहीं बोलेंगे तो कब से।
और मैं कोटा से सिर्फ इसीलिए आया हूँ ये बात करने के लिए, ये बात बताने के लिए कि नीट एस्पिरेंट हो चाहे IIT एस्पिरेंट्स हो कि किसी भी और का बच्चे के ऊपर प्रेशर बहुत होता है।
Look at the fabulous chair while you're
आप जो
at it.
पेपर बनता है, आप जो वो पेपर देने जाता है, वो पेपर आप लीक करा देते बच्चे को। आप एक काम को, जिस काम को आपको आता है, उस काम को आप जीरो से वापस स्टार्ट करके देखिएगा, आपको कितना अजीब लगेगा। और फिर जब वो पेपर लीक हो जाता है, बच्चा दोबारा तैयारी करता है तो उसको कितना बोर्डेशन होता होगा दिमाग में, वो उसका फ्रस्ट्रेशन वो कहाँ निकालेगा आप मुझे बताएं। अच्छा, एक चीज़ हो, बच्चे का जो दिमाग है ना, सबने बस यही कह रखा है भैया इसको नीट करना है, तो बच्चे के दिमाग में भी माइंड मेकअप रहता है, वो बच्चा क्लियर रहता है तो उसे नीट करना है तो नीट करेगा, IIT करना है IIT। लेकिन जो भी अपनी सरकार है उनको भी तो सोचना चाहिए। 21-22 लाख बच्चों के भविष्य को आप दाव पे लगा देते हो, तो कहीं सही है क्या वो चीज़?
एक तरफा फैमिली प्रेशर डाल देती है कि नहीं यार, तेरे को अगर मान लो मेरे को साइंटिस्ट बनना है, कुछ भी मेरे को साइंटिस्ट बनना है, क्रिकेटर बनना है, तो मेरी फैमिली मेरे को वो प्रेशर डाल देगी कि तेरे को साइंटिस्ट ही बनना है। और बंदा अगर कहीं ना कहीं उस चीज़ की तैयारी कर रहा है और गवर्नमेंट उसमें हमारा साथ नहीं दे रही, तो हम किसके पास जाएंगे यार? ना हम फैमिली से लड़ सकते हैं, गवर्नमेंट से तो बहुत बड़ी बात होगी लड़ना, सिंगल बंदा कभी लड़ेगा। तो ये प्रोटेस्ट हो रहा है कहीं ना कहीं, मेरा मानना यह है कि अगर इतने लोग हमारे साथ खड़े हैं ना, तो ये मौका है गवर्नमेंट को दिखाने का कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं, क्या करना चाहते हैं।
PhD करा हुआ लड़का भी आज जो है ना पियोन की जॉब के लिए अप्लाई करता है। हमारे
Okay,
यहाँ
first of all, that is an issue I would like to mention. Yes, okay. That is one of an issue. In India, people are basically taught like, oh, this job is bad because it's done by a peon, or this job is bad because done. That is not the case. By the way, this is one of the basics of issues in India, where you're comparing jobs based on just whatever the situation, let's say. It is a very big issue in India.
पर प्रोड्यूसर हैं, हमारे पास जॉब भी है लेकिन वैकेंसीज नहीं है। क्यों नहीं है हमें नहीं पता। ये बच्चे जो
the reason why they do not know is because they inherently are capitalist and go by that ideology. one of the things that you have to understand in this case, the reason why you do not have jobs, the reason why there is unemployment is because of capitalism. Without capitalism literally wants you to not have a job.
जो बहुत ईमानदार हैं वो अपने देश को कुछ से कुछ बनाना चाहते हैं। अब वो जब बनते हैं तो पता लगता है उनके लिए इस देश में कोई जगह ही नहीं है, फिर वो बाहर देश में जा के करते हैं अपने काम को।
तो यहाँ का जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है भाई वो कहीं एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता। आप किसी भी खराब से खराब कंट्री में चले जाओगे ना, इससे बेटर एजुकेशन सिस्टम मिलेगा।
Capitalism eats its children? Yes, exactly. That is exactly what is happening to them.
पेरेंट्स इतना कंसर्न हो जाते हैं कि अरे मेरे बच्चे की फर्स्ट डिवीजन आनी चाहिए। आप फ्री कब रहने दोगे यार बच्चों को फ्री छोड़ोगे, वो ज्यादा अच्छे से सीखेंगे चीजें। एजुकेशन का मतलब क्या होता है? सीखना। हम सिखाते हो ना रहे, हम तो थोप।
This is such a basic understanding of this. This is the problem. This is the whole fucking problem. They have not been educated. They have literally not been educated, which is the problem, which is why we do this, so we can get educated together.
मैक्सिमम पेरेंट्स थोपते हैं पढ़ाई को अपने बच्चों को, और इसमें पेरेंट्स की गलती नहीं है, ये सिस्टम ऐसा है।
बहुत बच्चे हैं जो एजुकेशन छोड़ते हैं, बोलते हैं चलो बाहर देखते हैं, जॉब वगैरह देखते हैं, फैमिली है।
बिल्कुल, मैं भी मानता हूँ आपकी बात, लेकिन जहाँ पर सुविधाएं हैं, जहाँ संसाधन है, वहाँ बच्चे पढ़ते हैं। जहाँ संसाधन नहीं है, जिसके पापा के पास पैसे नहीं है, जिसकी फैमिली इकोनॉमिकली उतनी स्ट्रांग नहीं है, वो क्या करेगा? उसे काम करना पड़ेगा भैया, वो मजबूर है। तो हर जगह ये सिस्टम की ही खामियां। जब तक आप इक्वालिटी नहीं लेकर आओगे ना, इनकम में इक्वालिटी दिलाओगे, बाकी सारी इक्वालिटी छोड़ दो। आज हम लोग हक मांगते हैं ना कि नहीं, हमें पढ़ने का अधिकार चाहिए। इकोनॉमिकली स्ट्रांग बनना होगा। इकोनॉमिकली स्ट्रांग बनोगे, सारी चीजें स्ट्रांग हो जाएंगी, और वो बनाने के लिए गवर्नमेंट को कदम उठाने पड़ेंगे। सरकार को अपना सिस्टम बदलना पड़ेगा, इकोनॉमिकली हम लोगों को इक्वल करना पड़ेगा।
इसके पहले हम पढ़ रहे थे अभी घर पे,
पढ़ाई कहाँ पे? उसके बाद क्यों नहीं पढ़ा?
तो उसके बाद हम सोच रहे थे कि नीट की तैयारी करें, कुछ दिन किए, फिर छोड़ना पड़ा, वो कुछ दिक्कत था तो हम छोड़ दिए। ठीक, उसके बाद हम बाहर चले गए, फिर बाहर से आए तो ये सुने बाहर मतलब माने यस कहाँ पे हम गए थे, विजयवाड़ा।
सर यहाँ पे आना अच्छा लगा और ये अच्छा काम हो रहा है। देखो मैं तो यही कहूँगा जहाँ तक मुझे समझ में आया है, और ये ऐसे ही।
He was talking about the material condition. Yes, he was talking about material. The one before, I was talking about where he was right. Also, by the way, the chair is so fucking good. This feels so relaxed. Okay, that is something very different. Okay.
चलते रहना चाहिए जब तक ये मुद्दा हल नहीं होता है। ये मुद्दे के साथ रहूँगा और हर तरह से मैं सपोर्ट भी हूँ।
हाँ यार, 12th पास करा मैंने, उसके बाद अपना आगे उसके बाद मेरे सब फैमिली प्रेशर बहुत हो गया। मेरे डैडी नहीं है तो मेरे को जॉब भी करनी पड़ी साथ साथ। उसके साथ साथ जब जॉब करते इतना मेंटली प्रेशर आ गया कि जॉब में ज़्यादा मेरे को घुसना पड़ गया। हमें लगता है अगर प्रोटेस्ट हमारे काम आया तो बहुत चीज़ें बदल सकती हैं आगे के लिए।
हम लोग इसीलिए यहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं। एंड अभी परसों धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी का क्या आया, ये बी टीम है, टुकड़े करना चाहते हैं ये देश के, एंटी नेशनल है। मुझे तो ऐसा लगने लगा है एंटी नेशनल इतना आम वर्ड हो गया, बल्कि बीजेपी की सरकार में इतना वैल्यूएबल वर्ड हो गया है एंटी नेशनल कि आपको अगर आप देशभक्त हैं आपको डिफाइन ही एंटी नेशनल से किया जाएगा। आप अपने हक की बात करेंगे आपको एंटी नेशनल बोला जाएगा, आप बात करेंगे अपने एजुकेशन के लिए आपको एंटी नेशनल बोला जाएगा, आप किसी भी चीज में आप सही बात करनी शुरू करेंगे ये एंटी नेशनल है, आप उनसे सवाल पूछेंगे ये एंटी नेशनल है। नितिन गडकरी जी वो एंटी नेशनल बोलते हैं हम लोगों को, अभी धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी ने हमें बी टीम बोल दिया, एंटी नेशनल बोल दिया। मतलब जितने भी देश के बच्चे हैं, जितने भी देश के युवा हैं, जो भी इस देश से मोहब्बत करते हैं और यहाँ पे अपने देश को बचाने के लिए, अपने देश इंसाफ लेने के लिए, अपने हक की बात करने के लिए आवाज उठाते हैं, वो सब एंटी नेशनल है।
तो ऐसा आप ये वीडियो जब डालोगे ना तो मुझे भी बोलेंगे एंटी नेशनल। इस देश में जो काम की बात करता है ना वो एंटी नेशनल।
धर्मेंद्र प्रधान आपका खैर नहीं, काकरोच ने बगावत कर दी है, नादान ना समझ इनको, सीजेपी ने बगावत कर दी है, धर्मेंद्र प्रधान
So he's basically saying that, oh, we have revolted. I mean, good for them, I guess, if this is the revolt.
आपको रिजाइन देना होगा, स्टूडेंट ने बगावत कर दी।
आपने लिखा है? आप लिखते भी हो?
नहीं, लिखते नहीं है। ऐसे ही खान साहब इस पे बोले थे, उसको हम हाँ।
निश्चित तौर पे ये आदमी संभाल नहीं पा रहा है। इतना जो पेपर लीक होना, इतने पेपर जितने सारे।
So he's basically saying that Dharmendra Pradhan can't handle his shit. But the issue is not even that he can't handle his shit. The issue itself is a structural issue of capitalism and how people are selected. The reason why Dharmendra Pradhan was selected because he's a loyalist. Not because he's okay. His entire job is to fuck up the education system in India. One thing that people rely on, if you are a right-wing person and if you want to get votes, one thing the people rely on for getting votes for the right-wing is an uneducated populace. There's a reason why, structurally speaking, India is so weak in education. Is because the right wing requires you to be stupid. The right wing requires you to be desperate. The right wing requires you to look at them as their messiah. It is the first step in indoctrinating anyone. The first fucking step.
लगातार जो एग्जाम हो रहे हैं, समय पे एग्जाम नहीं हो रहे, जो भी हो रहे हैं उनका, अब इनका हवाई जहाज से जाना, आर्मी को लगा देना, ये कैसा का सिस्टम है? मतलब हम जहाँ पे आर्मी का काम पे हो, जहाँ एयरफोर्स का काम है, उसकी जगह पे आप इसको यूज़ कर रहे हैं। तो इस्तीफा देने के बाद हो सकता है कि इससे कोई बेहतर आदमी हो सकता है कि और बदतर आदमी भी आए, कौन जाने। तो ये कहना बड़ा मुश्किल है कि इस्तीफा से ही सब कुछ अच्छा हो जाएगा, लेकिन इस्तीफा के साथ साथ ये पूरी सरकार को ही बदलने की ज़रूरत है। ऐसे ये सरकार के बस की है। अभी तक जो भी घटनाएं घट रही हैं देश में, उसके लिए सारा का सारा जिम्मेदार निश्चित तौर पर ये सरकारी, और अभी जो शिक्षा की जो व्यवस्था चल रही है ये भी सरकारी। इतने बच्चों का बनना, एग्जाम का सही से नहीं होना, रोजगार बेरोजगारियों की संख्या बढ़ते जाना, गरीबी बढ़ रहा है, देश में सुखी का इंडेक्सन जो है वो डाउन हो रहा है, मीडिया के ऊपर अत्याचार हो रहा है, आम पब्लिक को 2 वक्त के खाने के लिए परेशानी है।
No, and that is perfectly true. People don't have a place. They don't have the security to eat. They don't have security for water. 5 women have died in India. Pregnant women have died in India because the oxytocin that they were given was fucking fake. And this is perfectly true. The issue here is, with respect to the CJPs, they don't bring up these points. This is not a protest. This is a very limited effort. Which is why I do personally believe that the CJP right now is acting more like, what can I say to this? What can I say and be nice about it? Is acting more like a feeder cell for the app, where they are just going to switch up the moment the movement gets low, is just going to switch up quickly, because that's why they haven't really taught anyone anything about politics. And the only thing is like, no, we need Dharmendra Pradhan to resign, which doesn't always mean that it is going to be good for anyone.
आम आप जनरल डब्बे में सफ़र करके देखो तो क्या दशा है, वो देखेंगे तो आप दंग रह जाएं कि उसमें कितनी गंदगी रहती है, कितने भीड़ रहते हैं। तो सारा कुछ कहीं ना कहीं स्टूडेंट, जो अच्छे स्टूडेंट है वो सुसाइड कर रहे हैं। तो ये कहाँ का ठीक है? सही
वो सबको दिखाई दे रहा है जिस टाइम पे।
क्या दिखाई दे रहा है?
हाँ,
क्या दिखाई दे रहा है?
कैसी हालत हो गई है हमारी एजुकेशन,
जॉब से
हर चीज़ से। मार्केट में जॉब है, पर उसमें है ना, प्राइवेट सेक्टर में जाओगे आपको 20,000 22,000 रुपये। वो महंगाई देख रहे हो आप कितनी बढ़ती जा रही है।
आप कौन सा जॉब करते हैं?
मैं
इंटीरियर में हूँ। तो क्या आप यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं तो क्या आपके जॉब पे इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा?
नहीं पड़ेगा, पर मैं नाइट में, मैंने अभी नाइट शिफ्ट ले रखी है अपनी, तो मैं नाइट में जाता हूँ वहाँ पर और डे में यहाँ पर आता।
तो एक बच्चे पे 3 लाख से ऊपर का खर्चा होता है भैया। पेरेंट्स कहाँ से खर्च करेगा? 3 लाख का मतलब हो गया 30,000 रुपये महीना, अप्रोक्सीमेटली 26-30,000 रुपये महीना। आप
It's actually like 5 lakhs.
मुझे बताइए, वो पेरेंट्स अपना पेड का बच्चे का भरते हैं, ठीक है, और वो टाइमली 1 से 5 तारीख को उनको रेंट देना है तो वो देते हैं। वो क्यों दे रहे हैं? क्योंकि उनको विश्वास है कि मेरा बच्चा मीट निकालेगा, मेरा बच्चा आईडी निकालेगा। लेकिन जब ये ऐसी मनुस्मृति होती है ना, ये ऐसी स्थिति पैदा होती है, तब जाके आदमी जो है फ्रस्ट्रेट होता है और फिर वो सुसाइड का कदम उठाता है, क्योंकि उसे याद है। फिर पता क्या लिख के जाता है डायरी में, सुसाइड नोट में, आई क्विट, मम्मी पापा लव यू, मैं आपसे बहुत प्यार करता हूँ लेकिन मैं आगे कुछ नहीं कर सकता। क्यों?
One of the things here that needs to be also addressed is the people of India. In India, the I quit doesn't happen just because of the need. It also happens because of the like parental pressure we put on them. These students are literally made to study 30 hours. Around like what? 15 hours, 16 hours per day. And the parents force them to do it, and that becomes an issue. It is a structural problem of the Indian education system, from the parents to the teachers to Dharmendra Pradhan, and that is what the right-wing government focuses on.
क्योंकि इसका जल हो चुका होता है दिमाग।
हम लोग एंटी नेशनल है, हम लोग बच्चों के लिए लड़ रहे हैं। वो जो 17-18 बच्चे मर चुके हैं, उनके घर से जाके पूछिए आप लोग, उनके घर वालों ने कैसे लोन लेके उनकी पढ़ाई कराई थी। आप अकाउंटेबिलिटी लेने को तैयार नहीं है। आप महिला अमेंडमेंट बिल की बात करते हैं, आप महिलाओं की सम्मान करते हैं? नहीं करते। क्या आपकी पार्टी में रेपिस्ट भरे पड़े हुए हैं?
तो मैं शिक्षा मंत्री को बोलना चाहता हूँ, शिक्षा मंत्री जी, आप इतनी बड़ी कुर्सी में बैठे हैं, आपके नीचे इतनी बच्चों का भविष्य है, तो आप प्लीज़ आप अपने इस सिस्टम को सुधारें। इतने बच्चे जान दे रहे हैं, उनकी जवाबदारी लें। आप उनके माँ बाप का ख्याल करें, आप विजिट करें उन माँ बापों की, जानते उनके दिल पे क्या बीत रही है, और आप संज्ञान लेके आप उन लोगों की मदद करें। तब हमें लगेगा कि हमारा शासन है, हमारा शासन हमारे साथ है। अब ऐसे लग रहा है कि हम अपने शासन अपने देश में नहीं, हमें ज़बरदस्ती कहीं डाउनलोड कर दिया गया और वहाँ से हमें कुचला जा रहा है या दबाया जा रहा है, तो उसी के खिलाफ भी प्रोटेस्ट चल रहा है।
केवल कहा सुनी में बात हो जाती कि हम बहुत अच्छा भारत बनाएंगे, लेकिन योजना क्या है? योजना कोई है नहीं, धरातल पे कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है। अब भविष्य का भारत बेहतर बनेगा, मेरी समझ में नहीं आता कैसे बनेगा।
What download? I don't understand what you mean, dude.
या तो पब्लिक से कभी जोड़ा नहीं जाता, सरकारें कभी पब्लिक को इतना महत्व देती नहीं। जरूरत किस चीज की जनता से कभी पूछे नहीं जाता। कोई भी धार्मिक स्थल आज इतने चमकदार बन रहे हैं और स्कूल की चमक खत्म हो रही है। ये
I am doing other things on the side. You do realize that. Streaming is not just about watching the video going on. I watched the video before.
इस बात से समझ नहीं आती कि भविष्य का भारत कैसे बनेगा जब स्कूल की चमक घट रही है, धार्मिक स्थलों की चमक बढ़ रही है।
जैसे आप देखो ना, हर देश में एक मिनिमम वेज नाम की चीज होती है कि भाई 1 घंटे के आपको $20 मिलेंगे।
Jesus, guys, this is next level, okay? This is little fucking next level. The thing is that we are talking about the CJP. There's multiple things going on with the passport, with the SIR, with Telangana. You know what? Hey, Anonymous, how are you doing? You know what? The people of India, the government of India, the media of India are focused on? Modi meeting a fucking tortoise. This is what the
talks with President Patrick Harmony and attend the Golden Jubilee ceremony.
This is what they're fucking focused on. Temu India Hassan, I fucking swear, I know, right? What's up? How are you doing, my friend? Dude, the guy in the video meant downgrade the English is not their first language, so no need to make fun of that. I'm not making fun of that. I haven't given anyone any shout-outs today, so let me just start with shout-outs. So let's start with Sarbo. Sarbo is an amazing musician who makes so fucking amazing music. I have always played Sarbo's music for our starting stream, by the way. So if you want amazing music and just generally Steven Universe repeats, please. Sarbo is mad talented. Yes, absolutely. Hey, so SIR has begun in Telangana, Willow. SIR has begun in Telangana. SIR, again, we know what shitty that is. Winsarbo, as always. Sorry, with all of this going on today, I forgot to give anyone a shout out. I needed to give a shout out to our dear friend Arun as well. He was here for a bit. Willow, is there any way, can you check out the Instagram? We are live on Instagram as well, like just a quick way for people to check us out.
Celebrations of the National Day of the Archipelago Nation. At the Seychelles International Airport, Prime Minister received a grand welcome by the President and high-level delegation.
This is what is happening when we're literally like, passport has been delimited. Subhendra Adhikari announces ISKCON is going to make midday meals. Oh, you want the link? Okay. Hold on. Does this still work? And like, we are literally focused on what? We're literally focused on Seychelles.
He also visited the Botanical Garden in Victoria and met Jonathan Tortoise, the oldest living land animal.
There you go.
And here is a special report. Prime Minister, as he arrived in Seychelles, this is his first visit to the island nation in nearly a decade. And during the visit, the Prime Minister made a rather unexpected yet crucial stop to meet a Guinness Book of World Record holder. Here's a report.
Prime Minister Modi is on a 3-day visit to Seychelles.
Also, I didn't mean making fun of it. I meant chatter. Yes, we understand, dude. I didn't even realize there's so many things going on the side right now. I can't even focus on chat. Like, how do people do this? I have like 3 chats. Like, I have to check. Like, I'm streaming on 3 sites right now. I can barely focus on chat right now. I have to really make sure I can. There's like a 1% drop on the YouTube side.
Seychelles from June the 27th to 29th. The visit commemorates the 50th year of
Has a 30-second delay? Sure. I don't care if there's a 30-second delay. It's not like I'm going to be responding to the chat over there. Perfectly okay.
establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Seychelles now.
Why do we need this right now? This is what they're focused on. That is the issue. They're not focused on anything that actually makes sense. I heard this before from somewhere. Like, when you are a journalist, your main job is not to report on whatever is fucking happening as it is. Like, for example, you're reporting on the weather and someone tells you, oh, it's fucking sunny. The other person tells you it's fucking raining. Your job isn't to report both of them. Your job is to look out of the window.
से कम $20 तो मिलने मिल रहे हैं, है ना? तो उसने अगर 10 घंटे काम किया ना, तो वो $200 लेकर आएगा ना। $200 का मतलब होता है लगभग 20,000 रुपए, है ना? हमारे यहाँ के मजदूरों को कितने रुपए मिलते हैं? 500 रुपए। एक यूएस में रहने वाला इंसान।
I need these people to get to the matter that actually is responsible for it. This is not just a BJP issue. I need these people to say the word capitalism is the problem. This is like a Faye D'Souza core. These are Faye D'Souza watchers.
ठीक है, महंगा है वो। 10,000 खर्च होते हैं।
None of them ever get to the point on why this shit is bad.
हमारे यहाँ 500 रुपए कमा कर लेकर आता है और 1,000 रुपए का खर्चा है। उसे 500 रुपए उधार लेने पड़ते हैं। बच्चों की पढ़ाई इतनी महंगी है, वो पीसी नहीं जमा कर पाता, उसके बच्चे को निकाल दिया जाता है स्कूल से। कैसे पढ़ेगा बच्चा? इनकम इक्वालिटी होनी बहुत जरूरी है।
तो क्या हम जब यूथ को साथ लेके नहीं चलेंगे, यूथ को भी तरक्की नहीं हो सकती, कभी तरक्की नहीं। ये युवा पीढ़ियों के वेश में उनके कंधों पे आने वाले समय में यूथ के हाथ पे ही है हमारे, और उनके साथ ही हम दोहरी नीति अपना रहे हैं, उनको ही टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं, उनको ही मार, उनके साथ अच्छा व्यवहार नहीं कर रहे हैं, उनको जो चाहिए वो दे नहीं पा रहे हैं, उचित शिक्षा नहीं दे। शिक्षा इतनी महंगी हो गई कि आम गरीब आदमी कहाँ, उनके बच्चे कहाँ पढ़ ही नहीं पाते, स्कूल नहीं जा पा रहे हैं। जो अभी बहुत से बच्चे ऐसे मुझे सुनने में आए हैं कि उनका आधार कार्ड नहीं बना है। कुछ ऐसे भी बच्चे हैं जिनका आधार कार्ड अभी नहीं बना, उनका एडमिशन कहाँ पे। तो गवर्नमेंट को मूलभूत चीज़ों की तो उपलब्धता है नहीं, और उसके साथ साथ लोग ये बच्चों की ज़िंदगी से खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं। समझ नहीं आ रही है, देश को गरीबी की तरफ और धक्का दे रहा है।
हमको मोबाइल से पता चला था। अब ये दीप के सर जब शुरू में अपना बनाए थे और उनका अकाउंट हैक कर दिया गया था, तब से पता है, और मोबाइल से हम उनको फॉलो कर रहे हैं। और ये सब देख के फिर हम सोचे नहीं आएंगे, फिर सोचे चले, फिर सोचे नहीं आएंगे, आखिर में हमें आना पड़ा। क्यों? क्योंकि बहुत कम लोग आ रहे हैं, और जब तक सब लोग नहीं आएंगे तब तक कुछ होने वाला नहीं है।
सोशल मीडिया बंद कर सकती है गवर्नमेंट, इंसान का मुंह थोड़ी बंद कर सकती है। सोशल मीडिया तो बंद होगा। आप किसी की चीख रोक लोगे यार? नहीं रोक सकते ना आप। ये तो हमारी डेमोक्रेसी, हम डेमोक्रेसी को थोड़ी बदल देंगे। मैं किसी को कुछ बोल रहा हूँ, आप उस चीज को रोक थोड़ी दोगे यार? मैं तो बोलूंगा रोक लो, नहीं रोक सकते रोक। और वही एक चीख जब क्राउड में चीखेगा ना बंदा, तो हर कोई सुनेगा, समाज हर कोई सुनेगा, सुननी पड़ेगी।
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी है, उनके पास ही जाए ये आवाज़ पहुँच तो गई होगी, पर अभी वो कुछ बोल नहीं रहे हैं। वो बोलते तो है ही नहीं है। हमारे इंडिया के कुछ भी उठा के देख लो, उस पर वो बोलते ही नहीं है। चाहे मणिपुर ले लो, चाहे रेप वगैरह होते हैं उन पे ले लो, वो उन पे कभी नहीं बोलते।
ऐसा क्यों? मतलब क्या वजह नहीं बोलते हैं?
तो यही वजह तो पूछने के लिए हम यहाँ बैठे हैं। तो वो किससे डरते हैं, किस चीज़ से डरते हैं?
हमको परमिशन कैसे दी जा रही थी कि भाई आप सुबह 10 बजे 8 बजे कुछ करिएगा, 5 बजे हट जाइएगा। आप प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं कि किसी को 10/4 की ड्यूटी दे रहे हैं कि आप करिएगा और निकल जाइएगा। तो ये जो चीज़ें हैं ये इनको बदलना पड़ेगा। प्लस जो करप्शन हो रहा है, चाहे वो नीट NTA का लीजिए, चाहे ये आपको SSC का लीजिए या और किसी चीज़ का लीजिए, ये आपको भूमिका पे सवाल जो उठ रहे हैं उसके आपको बताना पड़ेगा। धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी को ये बात बोलनी पड़ेगी कि हम लोग एंटी नेशनल नहीं हैं।
क्योंकि जब वर्तमान नहीं है, हमारे पास कोई योजना नहीं ना धरातल पे, किस आधार पे हम कह दें कि कल का भारत बहुत सुंदर बनेगा? हम किस आधार पे कह दें? जो हमारे कूड़े के ढेर हैं, जो हमारे लोग हैं, या मतलब जो व्यवस्थाएं हैं, उसके आधार पे हम नहीं कह सकते कि हमारा भविष्य का भारत बहुत सुंदर होगा। किस आधार पे कह दें? हमारे यहाँ पेड़ों को मतलब पेड़ लगा एक रहे, 1000 काटे दे रहे। तो ये सब बहुत सी हमारी व्यवस्थाएं खराब है, जहाँ पे ये सब नहीं होना चाहिए था। क्योंकि हमारे पास कोई नक्शा नहीं है देश का कि इस तरीके का भारत हमें कल को बनाना है। कुछ है ही नहीं कल के भारत के लिए। आज हमारे पास मैप नहीं है।
जितने भी प्राइवेट कॉलेज है उनको पैसे दे दे के उस तरह के कॉलेजों में एडमिशन हो रहा है। जो भी सरकारी इंस्टीट्यूशन, वो सारा का सारा जो है वो उनके फंड्स कम कर दिए जा रहे हैं। उनके साथ में वो व्यवहार किया जा रहा है कि वो वहाँ पे बच्चे जा नहीं पाए, वहाँ पे लोगों को उनको देशद्रोही वाला कैंपस घोषित कर दिया जा रहा है। ऐसा थोड़ा ही होता है कि भाई
आपके सवाल पूछे जाते हैं, आप नेहरू ने ऐसा करा, आपसे आपके सवाल पूछे जाते हैं, इंदिरा ने ऐसा करा। उन्होंने जंगे किया, और इन्हीं के फॉलोअर्स कुछ होते हैं जो नाथूराम गोडसे को भी अपना भगवान मान के बैठते हैं, जिन्होंने महात्मा गांधी को महात्मा नहीं मानते। किसी भी संगठन से हो, हर कोई एग्री करेगा। मोदी जी ने एक इतना अच्छा काम करा है कि उन्होंने हर एक युवा को, हर एक समझदार इंसान को जो दिमाग का यूज करता है, उन लोग, और नहीं भी करता वो भी, उन लोगों को ये समझा दिया है कि आपको पढ़ना है, लिखना है और बहुत बड़ा आदमी बनना है, और ये देश छोड़ के चला जाना है। आपने इस देश की हालत ऐसी कर दी, आपने गटर बना दिया है देश को। हम कॉकरोच जबी बन।
तलवार के साय पे इतिहास हमारा बनता है। जिस ओर जवानी चलती है उस ओर जवाना चलता है। जब तक हम लोग आएंगे ना, यंग लोग, तब तक कुछ होगा नहीं। और गवर्नमेंट से आप जरूर पूछिएगा कि आप इतना वीक क्यों हैं? आखिर सब कुछ है ही, आखिर आप वीक क्यों हैं? ये धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी पूछ रहे हैं कि इनका मुद्दा क्या है। पूरे इंडिया को पता है कि हम लोगों का मुद्दा क्या है, और ये पूछ रहे हैं इनका मुद्दा क्या है। हम लोग का मुद्दा यही है कि वो रिजाइन करे। इतने बच्चे लोग मरे हैं, बताइए वो वापस दोबारा ला पाएंगे? नहीं ला पाएंगे। अगर वो लोग होते हैं तो अच्छे अगर मान लीजिए 15 लोग हैं, कम से कम उसमें 10 लोग तो अच्छे डॉक्टर बनते। उससे कम लेवल पे होते, BSc चाहे और कोई जानवर वाला हो जाते, कोई ना कोई डॉक्टर तो जरूर होते। लेकिन रीनीट की वजह से इतने लोग मरे हैं। धर्मेंद्र प्रधान कहीं ना कहीं वो एकदम एक्सेप्ट करे और रिजाइन करे। उनके खातिर कोई जगह ही नहीं है। बकरिंग माइक के दिन खैर मनाई, एक दिन का ठीक हो जाए। बस इतना लोग हम लोग हैं, देख लीजिए।
Again, while we do all of this, you know what the government is focusing on. Jesus fucking Christ. There's another thing I wanted to talk about. Like, there was a glaze fest that is happening with Yogendra Yadav with respect to Rahul Gandhi.
Speeches given by any opposition leader in recent years. The reason we
are just like shifting to it very quickly. I understand there's no much commentary right now, but fine, whatever.
In this situation,
this is a glaze fest. Like, let me just remind you, this is a literal glaze fest.
To clearly identify the disease and clearly mark the direction of its remedy. You need diagnosis and you need prescription. Rahul Gandhi's speech does both these things. Number one, it clearly says, look, boss, if you think you're going to be able to defeat BJP by fighting elections, by mobilizing people, by doing, the usual things that we used to do, forget it. Second part of what Rahul Gandhi says, therefore, resistance is the way forward. What does resistance mean? Negatively, it means that merely elections are not going to produce change. Even if the government is unpopular, doesn't matter. Finally, the election result will say what the government wants them to say. You need to get into resistance by mobilizing the public.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the IndianExpress.com. We are here with Yogendra Yadav ji today. We will talk about his column, some of the ideas he put in, which appear in the Indian Express opinion section. So my first question, before we get on to what you said about Rahul Gandhi and the politics he framed at the India Bloc meeting recently to the leaders in his speech, is that you make this interesting formulation of how, especially post the last general election, we have moved from what you called competitive authoritarianism to electoral autocracy. I just wanted you to explain that transition a little bit for our viewers.
Thanks, Akash. I think it's a good starting point because we normally think of democracy versus dictatorship in a binary, as if these are the only options, 1 or 0. In reality, there are many steps when you descend from being a democracy to being an autocracy. There are many steps in between. And there is enormous political science literature. I mean, I'm not a political scientist anymore, but you can't forget these things. There's a famous book by Juan Lenz, a great American political scientist, about breakdown of democratic systems. And in the past 20 years, now it has become almost a sub-discipline of political science, where large number of books are now trying to delineate the exact path through which democracies descend into authoritarianism proper. There are two in-between stages. One stage is what is called competitive authoritarianism, which I believe India has been from 2019. And now there are academic articles which clearly place India in that category. Turkey, for example, belongs to that category.
What happened here?
And now there are academic articles which clearly democracies descend into authoritarianism proper. There are two in-between stages. One stage is what is called competitive authoritarianism, which I believe India has been from 2019. And now there are academic articles which clearly place India in that category. Turkey, for example, belongs to that category. Till recently, Hungary belonged to that category. What is competitive authoritarian state? A state which is undemocratic for most
Call
times.
It fascist, brother. Yeah, I know he's not going to. He's not going to. Yogendra Yadav is a liberal. He's like center left. I have been calling it fascism for a bit. Yogendra Yadav has never called it fascism. I guess he also doesn't want to be targeted by the government. So maybe that's where his issues come from. But fine, whatever. Hey, Pirate Luffy, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? You missed the chair stream, my friend. We got a chair, finally. And thanks to every one of the people here. Like, seriously. You have no idea how comfortable I am, where I can just like take a breath, relax my neck, and it stops hurting. It's like magic to my spine.
Except during elections. During election, there is a genuine competition
There is none.
a real possibility of...
There is none. This is the problem. This is the problem here. The competition itself is none because of the SIR. We are an electoral autocracy. I am sorry, whoever says whatever the fuck. We are a fascist electoral autocracy right now, and there is no changing. Like, you can't word salad your way out of it. At the very base of it, we are a fascist electoral autocracy, nothing else.
The ruling party losing an election, as it happened in Hungary, as it happened in Turkey in the Istanbul elections and so
They're
on.
making sure it never happens in India. That's what the SIR is about.
Party losing an election
like,
is not zero.
Your fucking vote doesn't matter. They fill up trains and have fake voters in like a day. Everyone, like majority of the BJP vote comes after 6 p.m. after the polls have closed. Do you think that is out of what? Like just a happenstance to happen like 15 times?
There is a real possibility. But although elections are not quite fair, things are loaded against the opposition, but you still compete with the hope that you can occasionally, once in a while, this keeps happening. So there is a competition and there is authoritarianism. Both these things exist. One step below that is what is called electoral autocracy. In electoral autocracy, elections happen.
Our cabinet is gonna get reshuffled. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. Cabinet ministers are fucking useless. Dude, our education minister is Dharmendra Pradhan. What do you expect?
Multi-party system is accepted. But the possibility of the ruling party losing an election, which it wants to win, which it thinks it can win, is close to zero. Not quite zero, technically, because the next step would be consolidated authoritarianism, where you simply say, well, we don't need elections, or elections become so complete farce, or like the Chinese election or like the Russian election. So electoral autocracy is where the risk of the ruling party losing an election is now close to zero, negligible, in elections that they want to win. Now, to my mind, the transformation after 2024 is this. 2024, BJP had a shock, which they did not expect. And then someone sat in the BJP office to say, how do we manage this risk? This is unacceptable risk. We came to 240. If we came to 220, Mr. Modi would have been gone. If we came to 200, BJP would be out of power. This is unacceptable risk. And what we have witnessed since 2024 are a series of steps to basically reduce that risk considerably. What is being done? I think two kinds of things are being done. One is simply better strength, control of the existing things. And I identified three of those, which is Suchana, information through dilution of RTI Act and control of mainstream media. Second is Sansadhan, that is funds, which BJP in any case controlled, but now even more than that. And third is Sanstha, which is capturing institutions. Now, this is happening since 2024. Also, redesigning the architecture of elections itself. And three important steps there are one nation, one election, delimitation, and SIR. SIR, which has already happened, I call it Desh, Kal, and Patra. So once you do these two set of things, then you have completely insulated yourself from the possibility of losing an election that you want to win. I'm making that little qualification because BJP would not win Kerala. Where they cannot
see... The people of Odisha are regretting choosing BJP because Dharmendra Pradhan, BJP came into power in Odisha and Pradhan resigns, BJP loses. Really? What are we saying here? That like it is based on Odisha is the... Please explain. That is the reason he might not resign. He's not resigning anyway. Like the BJP is not going to risk looking weak. It's not happening. It is just not feasible as long as the protests are contained within Jantar Mantar.
See the goalpost. There they will not kick and put it in the goal. But when they come close to the goalpost, once they've crossed the half line, even if they are nowhere close to the D, they will kick and it'll be there. That's the situation where we have reached. So I'm calling it a transition from competitive authoritarianism to electoral autocracy, which is now only one step away from
we are at electoral autocracy. I don't know what he's talking about.
We have come that close now to a formal, consolidated authoritarianism.
And so then, I mean, again, what you say in the piece, and it follows from this, that then the nature of how the opposition functions has to change, which is something, in fact, actually probably since 2019 has been discussed. And given that this is a new era, even if one doesn't take your view, is that there is certainly one party dominance of a kind that we haven't seen in many decades from that. That the opposition's politics needs to change, but how that changes has been, will remain to be seen. What does that mean? How do you think this Rahul Gandhi speech, sort of calling from a move away from a purely electoral focused opposition politics, so this frames that, and what might its challenges be?
Absolutely. Just one word on one-party dominance before I come to address this, because one-party dominance is not new to India. Throughout 1950s and 60s, we saw one-party dominance, but that is unlike the one-party dominance that we see today.
The reason why this is for, like, even if Congress was someone who was just whatever, Congress is a centrist liberal party. I have nothing really better to say about them, to be honest. But having said that, Congress never took control. Congress always wanted it to be democratic. The conservatives, the fascists, the BJP will always look for control. This has been the RSS playbook from the start. If you have grown up in a city that is more into the RSS, one thing that you're going to realize sooner or later is that they have been doing this, feeding people with a cultural identity that relies upon a fascist country, where people in India will go out of their way to justify fascism. And the RSS has been doing it from the fucking start.
For two reasons. Number one, within that one-party dominance, the one party itself was internally, fairly democratic and saw competition. Rajni Kothari's famous formulation was that, in fact, Congress was the ruling party and it was the opposition as well. That was the character. And secondly, in that one-party dominance, the opposition could come together and hope to defeat Congress, which they did. They started doing in early 60s. 67 was a major step. So all that could happen. That doesn't happen anymore. So we are in a different type of one. So it's not just a dominant. It's a one-party hegemony. So essentially all the schemes that are being rolled out, one nation, one something, one nation, one that thing, is essentially one nation, one party. That's a system to which we are moving. Coming to Rahul Gandhi's speech, which I've underlined as one of the most consequential speeches given by any opposition leader in recent years. The reason I say so is this, that in this situation, you need a political leader to clearly identify the disease and clearly mark the direction of its remedy. You need diagnosis and you need prescription. Rahul Gandhi's speech does both these things. Number one, it clearly says, look, boss, if you think you're going to be able to defeat BJP by fighting elections, by mobilizing people, by doing, the usual things that we used to do, forget it. That's not likely to happen. Now, that's a very important statement coming from the leader of opposition, of the largest democracy in this world. The leader of opposition is saying that the normal path of transfer of power, which is there is a ruling party, you contest elections, you defeat them in the elections, and then they resign, they step out, which has happened in this country, which I must remind you happened even after emergency, that dictatorial authoritarian phase in our history. But what happened in 77 was complete normal transfer of power. Mrs. Gandhi lost the election, she resigned, stepped away. Rahul Gandhi is saying that path is closed now, or has nearly closed. Now, that's a very major statement. And to my mind, a correct diagnosis of what's happening. The possibility of normal transfer of power are now very rapidly dwindling in our country. Second part of what Rahul Gandhi says is, therefore, resistance is the way forward. What does resistance mean? Negatively, it means that merely elections are not going to produce.
The issue here is that Rahul Gandhi is not actually saying that. That's the sad part. Rahul Gandhi right now is the same issue with the CJP. They're not in the business of revolution. They're not in the business of like getting the BJP out for a better tomorrow. They're in the business of getting the BJP out for other people to be in power, like for example, Congress. And the problems come back. Yes, I appreciate what Rahul Gandhi is doing. I really do. He's a very decent person, and that is a thing. Like that is a high praise coming from me. Attacks that, yes, that is what I'm coming from. But Rahul Gandhi does attack the left. Rahul Gandhi, as decent as he may be, is still a centrist liberal. You can't fight fascists with centrist liberalism. It doesn't work. Like, how many historical examples do you require? Only leftism beats fascism, period.
Produce change. Even if the government is unpopular, doesn't matter. Finally, the election result will say what the government wants them to say. You need to get into resistance by mobilizing the public. Now, the immediate question would be:
he attacked Vijayadan not for no reason, if to win the election for the UDF. Like, Rahul Gandhi's sole job is to get more seats for Congress. Leftism wasn't really leftism. It wasn't. Like, Nehruvian socialism was socialism with a high focus on Brahminical, the top, like bourgeois. Like, just focus on the bourgeois, get them to be the industrialists of tomorrow. That was the focus. He focused way too much on the industrialists, giving them everything necessary in that sort of, like, at that time, being like, no, you just do it, you just make it, and we'll. But I don't really think that was the worst thing that he did. His focus on creating doctors, lawyers, engineers was the issue. When we needed people on the ground, when we needed people to be welders, when we needed people to be plumbers, to be construction workers, he focused way too much on making civil engineers, on making doctors, on making basic engineers or lawyers. That was his issue. It was a cheap shot, yes. No, I know it was a cheap shot. But again, it doesn't really matter right now because LDF did lose. I'm not going to blame anyone for like cheap shots. It's like that shit just happens. Let's like, okay, while we are not at like 300 people here, let's get to the core of the issue. The core of the issue is centrist liberalism is not going to work. No matter who takes the cheap shot, it doesn't matter because these are cheap shots. No one gets hurt because of a cheap shot. The UDF also did not entirely win because of like cheap shots or because LDF kind of was not looking at the caste issue, was also not, I think they kind of went back, like they were left back on the job creation part of it. Plus, there was also this fight between Muslims and Christians, where Muslims were like, where Christians were like, no, we are the minority and we don't want Muslims to take up our spot. And it's a whole thing. It's literally a whole thing. They are currently suffering anyway, where the VD is just going on and on about being such a fucking, like, VD is such a fucking dickhead. Satishan should not have been the chief minister. He's not. He's a centrist liberal. He's creating permission structures for the NDA win next time. And that is a problem with Congress. Congress needs to at least go back to its leftist roots. Like, I don't care. Like, Congress, like, for all the good, the bad that Nehruvian socialism was, at least go back to that. It is still marginally enough to beat the BJP.
What does resistance mean? Because the word resistance immediately gives rise to imaginations of violence, of insurrection, or something of that. Now, that's an early 20th century imagery. Actually, in the second half of the 20th century, that kind of understanding of resistance has already been rejected because of the historical experience. Historical experience teaches us that in a largely democratic system, any violent insurrections are not only unsuccessful, they are also counterproductive, which is what happened with many of the Naxalite movements in our country. They did not come anywhere close to achieving what they set out to achieve. And they may have actually reduced space for other democratic movements. Everyone can be dubbed urban Naxal now.
The issue with the urban Naxals, like the Naxalite movement generally, was it was armed. That is true. The reason why it didn't work is not because like, oh, it's because of a democratic state. It's because the government has far more firepower than you. And this is not like a Iran-US situation where Iran can literally shut off commerce. It has the literal linchpin to fuck up the US immediately, and it's winning. That's the reason why it's winning. But in India, when it comes to the Naxal movement was militaristic. That was its downfall, because in a country like India, because of the size, you are not dependent on just winning the region, because the government is going to outnumber you, is going to outmatch you. There is no amount of weaponry that you can have that will save you from it. What you need is broader acceptance. What you need is the people to be with you who are not within your movement. You need outside support from the broader India. And if you have that, you win. Maharashtra politics have been betrayed. Politics and BJP always takes the advantage. Yeah, I know.
Although
the betrayal part started with Sharad Pawar.
Movement drew some of the finest individuals, some of the idealist leaders of this country, some of the best youth, but that was the problem. So when we say resistance, we certainly do not mean violence or insurrection of any kind whatsoever. What we mean is popular mobilizations. Yes, resistance involves a move away from focus on parliamentary politics to ground resistance and mobilization. You could say street politics in that very wide sense of the term. But street politics doesn't mean anarchy and violence. But what the farmers' movement did, what NTCA protest did, democratic and non-violent resistance is implicit in this. And
democratic, non-violent, and also affects commerce. That is the linchpin that decides whether your movement is successful or not. And you have to have an impact on commerce.
To my mind, that is the way forward.
So I have one more Rahul Gandhi Congress question we'll come to last, but my question before that is, there's a sentence I think in your piece, which is essentially what you said now, that you move, the focus goes from say parliament to Jantar Mantar, symbolically, if you're looking from the space of legislative space debate to protest and the politics of the street as you. What is the way back to parliament from that, given the stage of like you said, given the stage of autocracy we're in now? What is the way back from the street to parliament if in such a system, which is, if it is as allegedly biased as we're saying in the piece?
There is a constant to and fro between Sansad and Sadak, between the street and the parliament. And that's why I end with Ram Manohar Lohia's quote. Remember that quote is from 1960s. It is not that of someone who is insurrectionary. It is by someone who is almost fanatic about non-violence. Ram Manohar Lohia is absolutely Gandhian about his means and so on. And he says, जब सड़कें सूनी हो जाती हैं तो संसद आवारा हो जाती है, which is to say there is an intrinsic relationship between popular mobilizations on the street and dynamism within the parliament. So when we speak of dynamism on the street, it is not to say therefore parliamentary politics is irrelevant. In a sense, popular mobilizations on the street rejuvenate the parliamentary proceedings. We saw that, didn't we see it for the first 6 months after 2024 election result? Suddenly, the Lok Sabha looked like a parliament which was debating, where there were voices, there were conflicts, and, it looked like the parliament.
To be fair, parliament itself is kind of pointless because of the anti-defection bill. There is no point of the debate. It literally is 0 point of the debate.
To see. So there is an intrinsic connect between these two things. And to my mind,
The right wing is justifying the discrimination of Muslims by showing the UK example. Ki dekho, yes, I know, I saw that. Plus, the UK example is also not really true. The UK example is also blown up a bit more than it should have.
And this is not just Parliament, incidentally.
Like that is an issue in the UK as well, by the way.
Farmers' movement.
There are no such thing as grooming gangs.
Brought about a slight change in the manner in which judiciary was dealing with agrarian issues.
Right.
So it affects your bureaucrats, it affects your judiciary, it affects parliament. So to my mind, Andolan is the very, very soul of our public life. Those who fear Andolan or movement clearly fear India. Because, and it's not just a reference to post-independence India. I mean, let's not forget, India attained independence due to an Andolan. And if we go back, India was shaped by the Bhakti Andolan, by the Sufi movement, which is an Andolan. And if you go further back, what is Buddhism and Jainism?
Yeah.
These are Andolanas of their own time. So Andolan have shaped this country.
Jainism is literally a psyop.
That. Nothing to be scared and nothing to read grand conspiracies in the possibility of an Andolan. This is what has always shaped this country. And my sense is that Indian democracy post-independence has survived not based on the strength of the institutions. Our institutions, unfortunately, have always been weak. Last 70 years, they've always been weak. Emergency showed them to be how fragile they were. But it is practices, primarily practices of movements and Andolana, which have actually led to the survival of Indian democracy.
Right. So, final question. Rahul Gandhi has given a diagnosis and a reasonable prescription or a clear-eyed prescription in your telling. What would you make of the fact that there is a broader opposition? Are they willing, just from the political class, of course, you have to build this broader coalition now, civil society people. Are they willing to listen to the doctor or go along with the thing? Because one often gets a sense that even within the Congress party, Rahul moves far ahead of his party and sometimes the party lags behind. Even the well-wishers of the Congress might say that, as well as, and you can make that a similar argument, in fact, in that case, even with leadership, that Akhilesh Yadav hasn't really been able to come out of the SP image. You can make it across the board for many of these parties. Even TMC now, after the aftermath of the defeat, however questionable. What do you make of that? That now, of course, the prescription is that what is the next political step for parties to take as they move on, or for Mr. Gandhi to take?
Absolutely. So, to my mind, and I completely agree with you, step one is for Rahul Gandhi to convince his own party. I don't think the party itself would be aligned with it fully. Although Rahul Gandhi says in that speech, Congress is a party of resistance. I think it's more a statement of his wish, less a statement of what exists on the ground. Congress, those who happen to see Congress would know that it's not quite a party committed to that kind of resistance. And in the speech, Rahul Gandhi somehow tends to juxtapose Congress with other parties to imply that Congress is sort of one step above everyone else. That bit, frankly, was avoidable, especially when the statement is made publicly. And Dipankar Bhattacharya actually has given a very good response to that, which is very inclusive, in fact, very graceful response, I would say, to that. So first step would be for Rahul Gandhi to convince his own party. Second is to take all other India bloc parties with him. And apart from those slightly avoidable comments, there's a very nice thing about underlining the unity of purpose of the entire opposition. So yes, that's a very good step. In that sense, India bloc meeting was a successful meeting. But you see, Congress must remember, and everyone must remember, that while Congress has 10 states or 15 states, Congress has its footprints in. So they can take a position in one state. But for Akhilesh Yadav, Uttar Pradesh is the only place. So you cannot expect him to step away from elections in Uttar Pradesh. In any case, it may not be a very wise move. Yeah. There is a stage where there's an in-between stage.
Dipke is saying if Pradhan resigns, other ministers will be scared to force, no. That is the stupidest thing ever to say in this scenario. Why would other leaders ever be scared? Jesus. Also, Pradhan is not going to resign. I'm sorry.
Elections and completely illegitimate elections, where you need to participate in elections knowing fully well that they are unfair and possibly fraudulent. We are going through that phase. That's a very difficult phase. And Rahul Gandhi, therefore, has to, and then the Congress, which has to take the leadership in India bloc, has to take all their allies together. And then step three, unity of India bloc is necessary, but not sufficient. What is really required is taking even a broader set, because in this country, opposition is bigger than opposition parties. I would go so far as to say that probably all the leading opposition parties put together may not have more, they would certainly have less than half of the oppositional energy in this country. There's so much oppositional energy outside the opposition parties. That has to be brought together. And finally,
That's why leftism.
something that I said in my previous article, the point is not opposition unity. The point is oppositional renewal. You have to rethink what it means to be opposition. You have to come up with something attractive. You have to come up with an agenda. You have to come up with a new language to respond to BJP, especially on issues of nationalism, religion, and culture. Opposition needs a new language. So you need all that. And therefore, what we are witnessing is just the beginning.
Thank you so much, sir. Everyone read the piece. It's on the IndianExpress.com, and we will speak again soon. Thank you so much.
Hold on, I'm just... One second. Just fixing this up. He should work on the last point he said. Rahul Gandhi should work on everything. Rahul Gandhi, the issue with Rahul Gandhi, he is way too liberal to actually for any of his points to work. If he just comes out as, okay, I am left, I am truly fucking left, then it works. Without it, just doesn't. Just doesn't. Anyway, moving on. We did this, we finished this. Yeah, so
to speed with that breaking news, a non-bailable
there is not much news in the
issued against Prakash.
Jeez, why isn't this pausing?
Breaking news now coming in, and let's bring you up to speed with that breaking news. A non-bailable warrant has now been issued against Prakash Raj, against actor Prakash Raj.
Prakash Raj is being targeted for you know what. He is literally being targeted at this point for you know what. He's the only other person who calls out the RSS for a genocide. He gets a non-bailable warrant for a misdemeanor. Like, this is not a felony.
Summons and warrants. The 48 Metropolitan Magistrate Court in Bengaluru issued a non-bailable arrest warrant against the actor, and this is the third such warrant which has been issued against Prakash Raj after he allegedly failed to respond to 2 earlier summons and 2 previous arrest warrants. The court has now directed the notice be served and has adjourned the matter to July 25th. Let's go across to Deepak Bopana for more on this. And Deepak, tell us about this entire case and now a non-bailable warrant against the actor and the actor.
Congress is same. They have members who say you see women get raped more because they're prettier. Yeah, I know. Congress is literally the same. That's why Congress needs a reshuffle. Like, to be very frank, like a political reshuffle of ideologies. If Congress ever wants to beat the BJP, they're not going to do it by being liberals. They need to start getting the trenches, actually educate their fucking ministers on what they're talking about. But it doesn't happen because educating your ministers is fucking pointless in India. All you need to have them is to get them to win. That's it. Nothing more.
Activist, I might add, Prakash Raj.
Yes. Now, complainant here named Dilip, he has been, of course, knocking at the doors of the various
What about Hydra guy? Who's Hydra guy?
And alleging that as far as Mr. Prakash Raj
Libs can't achieve shit. They all need to steer hard left. Yes, they need to. The issue is that liberal politics do convince the masses to get away from leftist politics. That is the job of a liberal. Right-wingers grab the permission structures created by the liberals and make it their own, because they can always do the shit that liberals talk about much better and much more exploitatively. That's why liberals never are going to, like, the entire job of a liberal is to covet to a right-wing guy. Okay, what is a Hydra guy? Hold on, let me just... What the fuck is this?
So I've given Hydra. Hydra, the word is Hitler's favorite
What
word.
the fuck? Oh, this is the Hitler puja. I fucking swear. This has been happening in India from the very fucking beginning. It's a treat. Yeah, that sounds like...
Hydra.
Jesus, this fucking idiot.
Is core
Oh, this is Revanna Reddy. Jesus fucking Christ.
team called Hydra, who can assassinate anyone. So I've
Bro
taken
literally
inspiration
watched,
from
like...
Hitler. I've
Bro
named
watched like
as a Hydra.
Avengers or Winter Soldier and caught this. I fucking swear. He has no idea what... He has never read about World War II, I guess. Never ever in his life has read about World War II.
So I've given Hydra. Hydra. I've taken inspiration from Hitler. I've named as a Hydra. So I've given Hydra.
So fucking... This is so...
Hydra, the word is Hitler's favorite word. Hydra.
I know, Exo. This. I heard about this before, actually. I randomly saw this on, like, Twitter. I was like, just, what the fuck? Also, by the way, with respect to the CJP, RSS took inspiration from Nazis. Yes, and Zionists. This is a very well-known fact. Our dear sorry person, I don't know what to call him anymore, Savarkar, I don't know, Mafir Savarkar literally was a fanboy of the Nazis and the Zionists. Not kidding. Oh my, oh, this fucking LARP. You wanna see a LARP? You wanna see a LARP? You wanna see a fucking LARP? What do you call this? What do you call this? This is a fucking LARP. Jesus fucking Christ. Does he even know who Bhagat Singh was? By the way, Som Wangchuk has started his hunger strike. And oh, my parents want me to draw fucking swastika. Dude, you're in India. It is fine. Should I deny? Dude, it's India, dude. Should I deny or just go through it once to stop the nagging? Dude, it's India. Dude, you're not anywhere else. India, it's fine. In India, it means different. Like, symbols can mean different things in different regions. It's okay. Don't worry about it too much. Anyway, there is a fucking LARP going on. Also, okay, I'm gonna be fucking serious. Do you guys think this is a positive propaganda for the Cockroach Janata Party? MD Janeud getting his feet massaged by Gen Z students at Jantar Mantar. Do you think this is positive? I hate individual thing, to be honest. Yes, just shows off that you can bring more people into. Just, yeah, I know, but it's a fucking LARP that pisses me off. He was a fucking Marxist. Go be a fucking Marxist if you're reading about him. Like, do these guys think this is good publicity?
ये तस्वीर आप साफ तौर पर देख रहे हैं, ये जुनैद हैं जो दिन भर कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी के प्रदर्शन में लोगों की खिदमत करते हैं, उनको खिलाने पिलाने का काम करते हैं, और अब जब शाम रात हो चुकी है वो थक जाते हैं पूरा दिन.
Do they really think this is a positive thing? Just fucking can't.
उनका यही काम है कि कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी में जितने लोग आ रहे हैं उनको सही चीज़ें मिल सके, खाने का, पानी का सारा इंतजाम करते हैं. अब देखिए किस तरीके से उनके पैर में जो सूजन आई है, किस तरीके से लोग उनकी खिदमत कर रहे हैं, वो आप देख सकते हैं. वो ठीक करने का काम किया जा रहा है और यही जो क्या है एकता की निशानी है.
This is the same thing as when Saurav Das was getting like winded. That's not how you like. Is this the official account? Yeah, it is. What the fuck? Like, what is this messaging? What is this actual messaging? Like, seriously, what was the fuck was it messaging? Oh, by the way, this is what the right wing is. This is a fake video, by the way. This is from Pakistan. They're like, oh my god, this is from Iran. This is not from Iran. This is from Pakistan. Anyway, there is a thing that I wanted to cover actually with respect to the eggs that are being sold right now. The Indian government has banned, given ISKCON midday, like the ability to give midday meals to students, and they have completely removed all sources of protein. That's their propaganda video, by the way. That's an undercooked chapati. Please tell me how much protein do you see in this? Tell me the amount of protein here. Where is the fucking protein? Proteins are literally the building blocks of your fucking body. I see carbs. I see super carbs, sugar carbs. But fiber oils, carbs, sugar, protein. Equivalent to 0, I fucking swear. This is the annoying part. And there was this annoying fucking lady, Divya Jain. Like, most people whining about the lack of eggs, have never run an organization, veg, non-veg. Segregation is a logistic. Why do you want to fucking segregate? Just give them all eggs. The government is no obligation to help you meet your expensive protein goals. Basic ass fucking protein goals. Basic ass fucking protein goals. Like, Jesus Christ. Or can a dyslexic Hindu eat crabs? Yes, you can. Please eat crabs. If you want egg meat, please eat. Jesus fucking Christ. It's just so fucking annoying. This is problematic. This is extremely fucking problematic. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Anyway, we have the it's a literal actual doctor to talk about.
हम किसी भी चीज से नहीं कर सकते हैं. Good quality protein कह लें. Egg is a very good quality protein, and it's a complete protein also that provides vitamin.
If you don't want to believe me, believe her.
B12, vitamin D, and healthy good essential amino acids and healthy fats, and that will not replaceable with the paneer, tofu, milk, etc. like milk and milk products. And that is also completely basically good for child's development.
Bengal's main food is fish and eggs. Why ban on them? That's because this is a right-wing government. The entire point of indoctrination, like one of the points in indoctrination, is giving up on food that you may eat normally. To have that, to give up on that food, if you can achieve that, you can be successfully indoctrinated. So they give up on meat, fish, eggs.
Brain development, muscle growth, and child muscle growth.
Plus, like, if you don't have eggs or just general protein growing up, you literally die. Like, you literally turn out stupid.
Also. And for many children, जो मतलब काफ़ी बच्चे ऐसे हैं उन फैमिलीज से जो अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते, जिनके लिए बहुत इकोनॉमिकली डिवास्टेड फैमिलीज हैं वो, तो उनके लिए बेसिकली एक यही मील है जो मिड डे मील की तरह एक उनको प्रोवाइड करती है, बैलेंस्ड मील. तो आप वो रिप्लेस करने से बेटर है कि आप उसको जैसे हफ्ते में 1 या 2 आप एग्स प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, तो उससे आप रिप्लेस पनीर से करेंगे तो इतना प्रोटीन अमाउंट आपको प्रोवाइड करना पड़ेगा, उतना बच्चा नहीं खा पाता है. उसके लिए इकोनॉमिकली भी मतलब फैमिलीज के लिए भी अगर आप उसको स्किप कर देंगे एग्स, वो घर जाके तो नहीं ले पाता क्योंकि वो इकोनॉमिकली भी इश्यूज हैं। तो वो एक ऐसी मील है जो उसको पूरे दिन में एक ही बैलेंस्ड मील मिलती है, तो वो तो एटलीस्ट उसको एग से रिप्लेस नहीं करना चाहिए। तो एग तो बिल्कुल बच्चे के लिए अच्छी ग्रोथ के लिए भी वेरी मतलब गुड है, तो वो रिप्लेस नहीं होना चाहिए।
Yes, we cover all of this and we'll cover more, don't worry. They're doing this everywhere. Just today saw an ad on FB from a dude with surname Jain who is ad for renting house in Baden-Württemberg had written only vegetarians allowed. Yeah, no, that is an actual problem. He can actually be reported, which is a good part in Germany. He can actually be reported and get his license cancelled for like renting his house. Anyway, I think what I'm gonna do right now is I need to eat. I haven't had lunch, so we might take a short break. I'm gonna go eat and we'll be back. I'm not going to keep running the stream, and I'll be back to streaming in like, say, an hour. Yes, I know I should probably keep the stream up anyway, but it's not like I'll be gone for a bit. If you want to get more folks watching a longer stream, it's better. Yes, that is true. That is so true, actually. I don't know what to do in the background, by the way. Because it's not like I'll be gone for an hour or something. How's the long, like I have no pain. I have a little bit of pain here, but that is normal. Yeah, fully gone is rough. Yeah, I'll be gone for like an hour. That is the issue. Because my partner is gone like out with friends, so I'm kind of alone right now. So happy, man. I'm very happy. Yes, I know. I'm very happy too. Thank you so much for it, dude. You can eat with us. I have to make what I eat. Hold on. Maybe I can get a takeout or something. Let me just check quickly. If yes, then I'll be gone for like 5 minutes. If no, then I won't be able to. Put on a vid, make your food, then come back. Okay. That actually does make sense. Yes, that is true. That's what I probably will do anyway. I have a heat wave warning, by the way. Heat wave here. It's heat wave everywhere. That is a very big issue everywhere right now. There's nothing to order. Put on the video. Sure. I don't know. It is worse. Yeah, it's going to increase. Global warming is a thing and it's been increasing more and more and more. I don't know what videos are good to put. No, it needs to be informative and it needs to be at least decent enough. So, hold on. I know exactly because there was this... the way this is happening, by the way, I'm going to be very mean about this. There was another leak in paper. The one thing that I always like, okay, this might actually not be very good. Okay, why am I mincing words? I'm actually quite hungry. But the reason why I keep thinking the whole CJP paper leak dynamics are not natural. The reason why I think like the paper leaks became the reason why the government and the media is not focusing on talking about the energy crisis in India, even if people are suffering. Like this is taking up all of the media space. So if another leak happens when the CJP is losing its ground, just makes you think, right?
कल जो पेपर होने वाला है वो पेपर बेचने के लिए कुछ लोग आज भिवंडी शहर में कोनगांव एरिया में आने वाले हैं कि 3 लोग यहाँ पे ये पेपर बेचने के लिए आए थे। उनके पास बातचीत होने के बाद उनके सर्च में कुछ पेपर्स मिले जो कल की जो एग्जाम है वहाँ पे जो पेपर आने वाले थे वो उनके ताबे में मिले।
Another exam, another alleged paper leak. Just a day before the Maharahstra TET 2026 exam, authorities postponed the test after parts of the question paper were allegedly leaked. The controversy comes amid ongoing backlash over NEET and other exam-related issues, giving the opposition fresh ammunition to target the BJP-led government.
There was a video I wanted to actually.
महाराष्ट्र में नीट का पेपर लीक हुआ है। एक दिन कल को वो पेपर होने वाला था, एक दिन पहले पेपर रद्द किया जाता है। तो इससे तो इतना साबित हो गया, चाहे नेशनल लेवल हो चाहे स्टेट लेवल हो, बीजेपी की जो सरकार है वो एक भी पेपर इस देश में नहीं करवा पाती। बिना पेपर लीक हुए या बिना एग्जाम कैंसिल हुए बीजेपी की सरकार एक भी पेपर नहीं करवा पाती। ये बात तो क्लियर होगी, सबको समझ आ चुकी है। डबल इंजन की सरकार, डबल इंजन जो है इनका वो डबल लीक बन चुका है। देश में नीट लीक होता है, महाराष्ट्र में टीईटी लीक होता है और ये कोई पहली बार नहीं हो रहा है। 2017-18 में हमने देखा है कि 18,000 जो स्टूडेंट्स क्वालिफाइड किए गए थे उसमें से 8,000 स्टूडेंट्स की जो रीचेकिंग हुई, उनका फिर से क्वालिफिकेशन चेक किया गया तो उसमें से पता चला कि 8,000 स्टूडेंट्स जो थे, जो एस्पिरेंट्स थे, वो तो क्वालिफाइड ही नहीं थे। इन लोगों से घूस लेकर सीटें भरी गई थी और ये पूरा ओपन सीक्रेट, ये सबको पता है। पुणे के स्टूडेंट्स, पुणे के टीचर्स बार बार बोल रहे हैं कि टीईटी के एग्जाम में बहुत ही बड़ा घोटाला चल रहा है, करप्शन चल रहा है, जहाँ 1-1, 2-2 करोड़ में सीटें बेची जाती है। तो मैं पूरे महाराष्ट्र के युवाओं को आह्वान करना चाहता हूँ, देश के युवाओं को बताना चाहता हूँ कि बीजेपी की जो सरकार है उनको
At this point, I think we can just do house watch. Okay, I'm not going to actually do house watch.
फ्यूचर से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, उनको आपकी पढ़ाई से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, उनको कोई लेना देना नहीं है आपकी एग्जाम कैसी जाती है कैसे नहीं, इनको बस एक ही चीज से लेना देना है, कैसे ये दूसरे पार्टी के एमएलए तोड़ सकते हैं, एमपी तोड़ सकते हैं और कैसे ये बस अपनी पावर बढ़ा सकते हैं। बाकी इनको किसी भी चीज से फर्क नहीं पड़ता। एक दिन पहले एग्जाम कैंसिल करके अब वो जो स्टूडेंट्स ऑलरेडी सेंटर्स पर पहुंच गए थे, 1,000 से ज्यादा सेंटर्स थे, उसके लिए बच्चे निकल चुके थे, एग्जाम के लिए स्टूडेंट्स निकल चुके थे, उनका क्या होगा? वो कहाँ जाएंगे? अब उस खर्चे की भरपाई कौन करेगा? अब 50-50 करोड़ में एमपी फोड़ रहे हो। ये जो स्टूडेंट्स का खर्चा है, जो एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म का खर्चा है, अभी कई लोग ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉस्ट होगा, वह होटल लेकर रुके होंगे, इसकी खर्चे की भरपाई कौन करेगा? तो एक बात तो क्लियर है, बीजेपी इस देश में एक भी एग्जाम नहीं करवा पाती क्योंकि ये अनपढ़ और गंवार लोग हैं, इन्होंने खुद कभी एग्जाम दी नहीं है, इसलिए ये लोग खुद कोई एग्जाम करवा नहीं सकते। आप सबको जानकारी है।
You know, actually, to be honest, I think I'm gonna stop this for a bit. One of the reasons is in the background because I'll send you I'm streaming on like 3 sites and I think they can cancel your citizenship too. How are they gonna prove I'm not a citizen or a citizen? They can definitely cancel my citizenship, that is very true. But now even you don't have citizenship, dude. They have no way to prove whether anyone is a citizen or not anymore. No one can prove, neither the government nor you. There is no documentation in India that proves you're a citizen. So congratulations. Anyway, Hasra, we'll be back in who have 101% qualified anti-national. Yeah, true. Anyway, actually, I am going to stop. I am sorry. We will start the stream again in a bit. Anyway, we are also live on Instagram. So I'm just going to switch over and stop streaming on YouTube. And we just stream on Instagram. And yeah, perfect. You'll see me later, don't worry. So I'll go and start Instagram and Twitch from now, not YouTube per se. So for that, I need to change some settings anyway. Might as well. So we'll be back. Thank you for coming. I'll be back within the hour. And end.